compassionate,
I see a family that still loves each other, and I'm glad to see it.
and firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the largest all-female UP honor flight arrives in Washington, D.C. Plus, the latest on President Trump's efforts to push forward what he calls a big, beautiful bill. And Michigan Democrats continue to call out Republicans over the state budget. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Well, hey there, Kelly. I'm looking forward to warm up. What's going on?
Yeah, Kevin, I'm sure everyone is hoping for a little bit of a warm up, especially with those close to 80-degree temperatures last week, but that seems way back in the past now. But we're looking at our 19 News sky cam. We still have some sunshine, so it definitely looks better than it may feel out there. We're not tracking any rain at the moment. We're staying clear from a lot of the rain across the U.S. for tonight. Current temperatures into the 50s, 52 for Marquette, bit chilly out there, 56 into Iron Mountain, 57 for Manistee. And for tonight, some of us are in a frost advisory, and I'll have more details on that as well as your Memorial Day weekend.
All right, thanks very much, Kelly. More than 160 veterans that served from the Vietnam War to present day took part in an honor flight. They spent an entire day visiting monuments and memorials in our nation's capital as a way to honor and celebrate them for their service. But this honor flight was very special in its own way. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports.
The majority of my time was up in Washington, across the water from Seattle at a nuclear submarine base.
I was stationed in Germany. During that time, I was deployed multiple places. I was Kosovo, I was Iraq for 15 months, Hungary, just all over the place.
Miranda Charlebois and Tracy Hicks are part of the Upper Peninsula Honor Flight, which flies veterans to Washington, D.C. for a day, visiting monuments and memorials dedicated to veterans like them, as a way of saying thank you for their service. But this is a unique honor flight. We're told it's the largest all-women veterans honor flight in the nation, bringing 166 women veterans to D.C. who have served our country from Vietnam to present day.
It was just an awesome experience to get chosen because, what did they have, more than 1,000 people that applied.
These veterans got a chance to visit places like the National Mall and the Women's Military Memorial at Arlington National Cemetery, which was something many of them looked forward to.
I remember when they were starting to build it and create it, and I thought it was about time that they paid tribute to the unsung heroes that people just forget about.
According to the Military Women's Memorial, 3 million women have served in or with the armed forces since the American Revolution, and have played pivotal roles during their service, from spying to military manufacturing and combat. Women's roles in the military have significantly evolved over time.
And what we have here today is a whole plane load of really great women service members.
For these veterans, this was a trip of a lifetime.
It was just a really great honor to be chosen to, come on the first biggest, the biggest one of the nation for females.
In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
Today, President Donald Trump met with hardline conservatives at the White House, pushing for support on his sweeping legislative package, which includes major tax relief. But opposition from the small faction of House Republicans could stall the bill just ahead of the Memorial Day break. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon is live with the latest developments and details on some of the tax relief within the package. Brendan, good evening to you.
Hey there, Kevin. Good evening to you. Yeah, President Trump's mega bill made some really big progress on Capitol Hill this week, clearing several key committee hurdles in order to slowly make its way through the process. However, just a handful of GOP holdouts still have the potential to derail the bill's chances at passing. Now, Trump's big, beautiful bill is packed with proposals, but even if it does pass the House, it still needs Senate approval, of course. At the heart of the bill is tax relief, including $2 trillion, which would make Trump's 2017 tax cuts a temporary $10,000 deduction for car loan interest if buying an American-made vehicle, as well as temporary exemptions on tips and overtime pay, certainly a big topic. A standalone no tax on tips bill passed the Senate on Tuesday. That bill allows a $25,000 deduction on reported tips for workers making under $160,000. The Senate standalone bill needs approval in the House, where all eyes are currently on the president's mega bill, which also does contain a provision for tips and overtime relief, though it's unclear if that provision will make the cut during final negotiations in the House occurring as we speak. Some believe the standalone approach, meaning it's not clumped together with a larger package, is the best approach. Why is that? Because tax relief in Trump's mega bill will come at a cost, with the proposed cuts to SNAP nutrition benefits by about $230 billion over the next decade, and with millions of people at risk of losing Medicaid coverage. Some believe separating the popular no tax on tips concept from the larger, more controversial spending plan means more bipartisan support and a better chance at passage. Congressman Jack Bergman says tax relief for working families in the UP is imperative and needs to come fast.
My district, a bunch of working class folks, they're working not only one job, they're working two jobs. It'll make a difference for them because we need to have working families pay as small amount of taxes as possible because they're the ones contributing to our economy more than people who aren't working or people who, shall we say, are very well off and can afford to pay taxes.
And Kevin, getting back to the latest here on Capitol Hill with President Trump's big, beautiful bill, the main sticking points at this point appear to be those state and local tax or SALT deduction limits, as well as Medicaid cuts and overall levels of spending. You have, of course, moderates, many Republicans in New York, downstate New York, that want to see a higher limit to those SALT deduction, to the SALT deduction cap. And then, of course, you have more moderates who don't want to see big cuts to Medicaid whatsoever. And you have those GOP fiscal hawks who really, really want to try and curb high spending levels. So Speaker Mike Johnson is trying to sort of appease and thread the needle on sort of making all those factions within his party satisfied so that they can bring this massive, massive spending package to the House floor and quickly, perhaps as early as tonight, because Speaker Mike Johnson needs to try and get enough support before members start to leave Capitol Hill for the long Memorial Day weekend. So a lot that we'll be watching over the next 12 hours or so, Kevin. But for now, reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Kevin, back to you.
Brendan, thank you very much. Democrats in Michigan's Senate are speaking out about this year's budget process. House Republicans introduced a resolution today urging the Senate to withdraw its recently passed budget bills. Senate leaders say it's a political stunt, calling out House Republicans who have yet to present their own budget. House lawmakers argue the Senate's plan needs to be redone because it uses outdated figures and could create a $1 billion deficit. The Senate Appropriations Chair says those numbers will change as the chambers negotiate, but that can't begin until the House submits a proposal.
The fact that they took time to draft a resolution directing us to do our job in a world in which they have not presented anything besides a stopgap measure months before a budget shutdown is on anyone's radar is ridiculous.
We'll have more from state lawmakers tonight at 11:10 Central. Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, we're live in Marquette for the Dancing with Our Stars competition. We'll be right back after this.
At Fox Marquette Chevrolet, lease a 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LT 2FL Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for $394 a month for 36 months with zero due at signing. Together, let's drive. Fox Marquette Chevrolet. Experience the difference.
Let's do it. Live CBS Monday. Celebrate your favorite music at the American Music Awards. Nominees include Benson Boone, Billie Eilish, Bruno Mars, Chappell Roan, Hozier, Kendrick Lamar, Lady Gaga, Morgan Wallen, Post Malone, Sabrina Carpenter, Shabuzi, SZA, Taylor Swift, and Zach Bryan. Go to voteamas.com and cast your vote for the American Music Awards, hosted by Jennifer Lopez. Live Monday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. Better begins begins at Aspirus Health. Bringing out the better in all of us.
Get road trip ready with a free vehicle inspection at Fox Marquette Chevrolet, now through May. We'll check tires, brakes, fluids, and more to keep your adventures smooth and safe. Together, let's drive. Fox Marquette Chevrolet. Experience the difference.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
It's Shunk Furniture's outdoor sale. A truckload of quality Amish-made furniture just arrived, over 200 pieces to choose from. Everything from pub tables and stools to end tables in the latest colors, like the Packers, Northern, even purple, or custom order in the colors you like. Adirondack chairs come 4 ways: the regular height seat, the folding, the glider, and the high seat to make it easy to get up. You can order benches and picnic tables too in the colors you like. Shop Shunks of Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back. 52 degrees here into Marquette with north and northeast winds at 20 miles per hour. Those are the sustained winds, not even the wind gusts here, and that's definitely helping to cool things down. Very dry air here today, 36 degrees, and we're not tracking any rain for us at the moment. That stays south of the UP here. Escanaba, nice and cloudy. Iron Mountain still seeing overcast skies. We're hanging on to some sunshine up to Marquette and Houghton here. A few clouds out to Ironwood, so not tracking any major rain, but the winds right now around 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's cooling things down, and a north wind in effect. We said that was going to happen midweek, and it's going to keep everything chilled leading up to Memorial Day weekend here. But this major low pressure system that's just been slowly making its way from Minnesota through Wisconsin, currently moving through Michigan right now. We might get some showers out to Sault Ste. Marie in the eastern UP here as it continues to scoot on through. But for the rest of the evening time, we're just looking at overcast skies, a little bit breezy, a little bit chilled. You might just need the light jacket. But tonight, a little bit of a different story here for Baraga, Houghton, Iron, and Ontonagon counties. We're going to have a frost advisory in effect from 2 to 10 a.m. Temperatures from anywhere from 33 degrees up to 36 degrees when the coldest temperatures are in there. Now, the outdoor vegetation, the outdoor plants, any sensitive outdoor plants that you have, you're going to want to cover them up tonight if you're under this frost advisory, and don't ruin any hard work that you may have had this season planting them. First morning weather futurecast, you can almost kind of see that circulation in the cloud cover here as a result of that moving low pressure system eastward here. Maybe a few drops firing up for your Thursday afternoon, continuing into the evening time here. You did see a little bit of that light blue because of the colder temperatures on the way. Can't rule out maybe a few wet snowflakes in the overnight hours, especially going into Thursday with it being so cold here. So don't be too concerned, but not going to see much accumulation from that here. And if you want to get outside and fish tomorrow, Blades Bait and Tackle Fishing Outlook here, make sure to have the jackets with you during these major times between 8 and 10 a.m. and again at 8 and 10 p.m. here. Not seeing much rain, but we are seeing the north wind still in effect, and things will be very cold here. Memorial Day weekend, we are going to see changes in terms of the cloud cover and the temperatures, but for the good side, we're going to see warmer temperatures and less cloud cover here. So overall for Memorial Day weekend, we're looking good. Lots of sunshine and temperatures a lot warmer than this here. These tonight lows into the 40s for most of the upper UP with mostly cloudy skies here. So it's going to continue to just be cloudy and chilly and breezy just before the weekend here. We're going to start to see the clouds break up a lot for the weekend. Perfect time for your Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day itself, lots of sunshine here, and the sunshine will carry into the next week ahead, as well as the temperatures warmer midweek. I'll have more information on that warm up coming up at 11.
Kelly, thanks again. The annual Dancing with Our Stars final competition begins this evening. Joining us now live from Forrest Roberts Theater on NMU's campus is our own John Truitt. John, what can you tell us about this star-studded event?
Hi, Kevin. We're here at the Forrest Roberts Theater for the UP Health and Hospice Dancing with Our Stars program. It's a year-long event that requires some training and some organization that goes into it. This is not just a one-night only event. Joining me now is the Hoy family.
Hello, I'm Jared.
Tell me what exactly goes into being one of our stars.
They ask you to do it, and then you just do it because we're doing things to help hospice, right?
Yeah, and it's a lot of time, but it's worth it because it's going to a great cause, and everybody's really passionate about it.
Right. Is there anything that you guys have to prepare for? Just really in a nutshell, what's it like training?
Oh, it's hard. You want to remember your dance, especially when you're on stage, and just do the best that you can and make it entertaining for the crowd.
And always stretch. Always stretch.
All right. That sounds like great advice for anybody. That'll do it for me here at the Dancing with Our Stars at the Forest Roberts Theater. Back to you, Kevin.
John, thank you very much. Coming up next on Insights, we hear about the search for the next UP Poet Laureate. That conversation's in 2 minutes.
Tony's Green Thumb in Bark River is open for business. Tony's is your one-stop shop for all your garden and flower needs. Known for a huge variety of big, beautiful baskets, gorgeous planters, and over 600 varieties of vegetables and flowers to choose from. Open daily, come see why people travel over 100 miles to Tony's Green Thumb. Tony's Green Thumb, where beautiful gardens begin.
My name's Douglas Hill, and I've been working at Goodwill a little over 14 years now. Goodwill's a place to give people opportunities, especially if they have a disability. You know, it's good to be around people, and the fact that I know that I'm not alone, it's actually changed my life for better. I would just love to say thanks for giving me the opportunity, and that I love working with the people. You know, we joke around, we have a good time, and work gets done.
Supporting Goodwill helps give our clients fuller lives.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget, we're
At Choice Hotels like this Comfort Hotel, you get more for your money so you can maximize any vacation, like starting game day with a free hot breakfast. I got waffles, how about you? Go Waffles! Woo! Stay Twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct.
Is that our luggage rack?
I fixed that thing. Gorilla Tape.
Of course.
Double thick adhesive for a hold that lasts. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth. And for a clear fix, try Crystal Clear Gorilla Tape.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. The search is on for the 2025 UP Poet Laureate. And joining us on Insights tonight is UP Poet Laureate Foundation President Marty Ackitts. Marty, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk about this.
All right. So historically, what goes into being a UP Poet Laureate?
Well, a UP Poet Laureate, what they do are they're the ambassador for poetry in the UP. So when I was UP Poet Laureate, I mean, I traveled all over the place. I went from the Sioux all the way up to Calumet, and you visit schools, arts organizations, you do readings. Basically, you are the face of poetry in the Upper Peninsula.
Sure. And what kind of people or qualities are you looking for people applying?
Well, we're looking for someone who has some experience in doing readings, has some publications. Our current UP Poet Laureate has, Beverly Mathern has many, many books. I just brought a few of them. And we're looking for someone who has that experience and has that passion and drive that really wants to promote poetry to young and old alike.
Sure, and who's deciding who it gets to be?
Well, we have a foundation, we have a board, so once we get the application process, we go through and the candidates are ranked, and then we have an actual selection committee that goes through and ranks them 1, 2, 3, and whoever comes out at the top of that is the next UP Poet Laureate.
Excellent. All right. And we should probably mention how people can apply.
Yep, you can go to uppoetlaureate.org, and there's an application there, and you just download that application, you fill it out, and one of the important parts of that application is every Poet Laureate has to have a UP Poet Laureate project. So whatever they're going to do for the 2 years that they are UP Poet Laureate, they have to spell it out, and we're looking for someone who has a really exciting project as well as all of the experience of being a published poet and going out and doing readings.
Sure, and as the president, Marty, just what gives you, the interest and the passion about this?
Well, I think that, that's a really difficult question. I've loved poetry since I was a kid, so it's always been a part of my life. But one of the things that I always tell UP Poet Laureates, or people who want to be UP Poet Laureate, is that you have to convince people who don't like poetry to like poetry. And so as long as you have that passion and drive and really want people to love poetry, I think that you'd be a great candidate.
Excellent. All right. Anything else you want to mention as you continue the search for the next one?
Well, no, I just want to say that we're looking for new voices, new faces. So if you are interested and you have that drive and passion and you have published and have an idea for a project, please, please, please drop us the application, and hopefully we'll be making that decision in the first couple weeks of June.
All right, excellent. Marty, thanks for coming in today. Appreciate it.
I really appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Tell Andrea Marsh I said hi to you.
I will do that. Yep, I will.
All right, thank you. Creature Feature is coming up after the break. We'll see what animal Northern Scales Reptiles has to show us this week. We'll be right back after this.
It's a big night here in Fiji. It's the finale of Survivor 48.
Hearts are going to be broken.
I'm gonna do it. I know that I can.
Any one of us could win this game.
When you're exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally.
This is it. It's electric. It's adrenaline, fear, anticipation. And it's happening right now.
The Survivor season finale, CBS tonight at 8/7 Central and streaming on Paramount+.
Here's your WZMQ Me TV. This is Home Community Calendar.
Shop Kirkish Furniture, Smith Brothers Amish Furniture, 40% off sale. Find heirloom quality craftsmanship and save 40% off all in-stock or special order upholstery, plus 12-month interest-free financing and free local delivery. Sale runs May 14th through the 24th in Houghton.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
On the next edition of Comics Unleashed, with your host, Byron Allen, as 5 of the most hilarious comics take it to the edge every night, and nothing is off limits.
That's what I learned in any relationship. Communication is the most important thing. Yeah. The more you can avoid it, the better you'll do. Just avoid it altogether.
Comics Unleashed.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
This is home for CBS, WZMQ 19.
Welcome back, everyone. On this week's Creature Feature, Northern Scales Reptiles has another animal that might make you squirm just a little bit. Joining us now is Easton Zibnaska. And Easton, welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, who do we have today?
So this is Lady. Lady is a Texas brown tarantula that I've owned for around 2 years now. She's actually probably one of my favorites out of the collection, not to down the other guys, but she's really a sweetheart in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions surrounding tarantulas. Obviously, you've known this one for quite a while. You've known Lady, so she's so calm in your hand. She trusts you.
Yeah, she really does trust me. She is around 7 years old right now. She eats once a week. She's really good about cleaning up her cage. Like, I never see anything around there. She's never bit me either, so it's really surprising to me.
Yeah, that's good news. What else can you tell us about her species?
Yeah, so these guys actually can be found in the southwest coast of the U.S., Texas, Arizona region, just around there. You can find them on the ground, crawling around. They're really friendly, whether they're in the wild or in captivity. Not saying you should go pick them up, but honestly, I've never seen an aggressive one out of these guys.
Texas Brown, correct?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. Tell us about her daily routine, would you say?
Yeah, so actually it's more like a weekly routine with these guys. So you get a little 10-gallon tank, you put some dirt in there, a little nice dry mixture. You spray them down once a week, maybe every 2 weeks, because they really do like it a little more dry, which is weird for tarantulas. Feed them once a week. Sometimes they do it every 2 weeks too. So being a desert species or a hotter species, they don't really, they're pretty indestructible with that kind of stuff.
All right, sure. And right before we came back from commercial, you were telling me about some tricks you can do with her.
Yeah. So I can pick her up if I want. I can do a little belly rub of that. I can also do, love doing this for all the other people. Makes everyone squirm and scream. And I'm like, oh no, just climbing up.
How long did it take you to get used to doing that?
I think I did that the first week I had her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, first week I was like, I wonder if I can do that thing that Steve Irwin does. And I was like, I'll try it. Maybe I'll get bit. But she never bit me, so I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah, I bet. Do you think it would hurt pretty bad if she were to bite you?
Yeah, it's like a little bit of a bee sting, kind of, or 2 bee stings, 2 fangs, 2 stings, kind of. Okay. Yeah.
So what's going on with Northern Scales reptiles lately?
We just got a new shipment of arachnids in, and we are looking at a really nice future for our projects we got going on. A lot of new baby animals coming to the shop, and we're hoping to finish up our fish section for a lot of people. We know a lot of people have been waiting on that for a bit.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Any other tarantulas you have in there right now?
Ooh, in the shop we got curly hair, Texas Brown, we got red knee, Mexican red knee, we got a bunch of them, I think over 20 at least.
Mm-hmm. And as far as tarantulas go, Easton, a lot of people are scared of them, so what would you tell those people about these types of creatures?
Yeah, so there's some tarantulas that I am honestly also afraid of because they can be really bad, different venom, different effects. But also you got to think about something like this. Dogs and cats, they got really wicked teeth, right? And we let those guys climb around us in their house and all that. She bites me, literally one little bee sting, that's it. If I got bit by my Cocker Spaniel that I have at home, I'd probably be getting stitches. So honestly, I'll take the tarantula bite over that. They also cannot eat you. These guys are incapable of eating you or causing anything besides that little bee sting out of a bite.
That makes sense to me, Easton. Hey, thank you so much for coming in again this week. Appreciate it. Looking forward to next week. Absolutely. Easton, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And coming up next, Kelly Rowland will have our final look at weather.
Employee pricing for all now through May at Fox Marquette Ford. You pay what we pay. That's employee pricing on the Ford Escape or the F-150 or the Bronco Sport. Employee pricing for all now through May at Fox Marquette Ford. Experience the difference.
Some places talk about being local, but we actually are local. Our family started Superior Collision 18 years ago, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. No big company name, no outside investors. We are all Marquette, and we're going to stay that way. We are part of this community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local hometown body shop.
What happens when reporters take you inside the story?
I've been asking for over a year and a half for access into this place, and this is the first time we're getting it.
You get the all-new CBS Evening News every weeknight.
Doesn't play.
I host these game nights. It gets heated, though. You would be surprised at what a draw 4 card can do.
Is that Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
And we welcome all these remarkable women.
I feel the power that's in this room.
Plus, a special performance from Broadway's Smash on J-Hood.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
She's inquisitive.
What led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Employee pricing for all now through May at Fox Marquette Ford. You pay what we pay. Lease a 2025 Ford Escape Active all-wheel drive for $375 a month for 36 months with $1,000 due at signing. Fox Marquette Ford. Experience the difference.
Final
check of your forecast, still hanging on to the sunshine in some parts of the Upper Peninsula here. Just tracking the clouds for tonight. We do have that frost advisory in effect for portions of the Upper Peninsula for tonight, so keep an eye on that. Bring in those outdoor plants. They could be a little bit vulnerable to those cooler temperatures. And as we look ahead towards your 7-day here, getting ready for your Memorial Day weekend, start planning those plans because it's going to be nice and sunny with a little bit warmer temperatures into the weekend.
Thanks again, Kelly. And finally tonight, the Marquette County Solid Waste Management Authority received recognition in exceptional status from the EPA. When Marquette County was finding high levels of PFAS in their discharge system, the landfill issued an administrative consent order with Eagle requiring more treatment to these contaminants before being discharged. With this, a new reverse osmosis treatment facility has since started construction. Director of Operations Mike Stannard says it's great to see this national support coming to the UP.
It shows how important it is to protect the public health and environment even in our rural areas like this.
Last month, the collaboration was one of 6 projects across the nation awarded in Washington, D.C. for their outstanding impacts to water quality. That's all the time we have for right now, everyone. We'll see you again at 11:10 Central.